morning, or depending on when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always told, out of Voice of Radio, so today we need to have a look at a brand new type of product, and also something else which is extremely cool that we'll get to in a minute. But first, we have a brand new type of product which is being launched by Ultra Pro, and well, they're calling it Pokémon Tournament Folios Free Pack. The perfect accessory for every trainer. Not quite sure why you need 3 of them, but let's have a gander, shall we? So, the official description here is officially licensed tournament folio for Pokemon. Covers feature iconic Charizard, Blastoise, Venusaur artwork. Features a thumb notch cutout, making it easy to slide your deck list in and out. Size to fit deck lists up to size A4, and then there's an approximate size. Now, basically, what this is saying is, hey, who wants a fancy portfolio in which to keep your deck list? And the answer is me a decade ago. To be honest with you, about a decade ago, I would think this is amazing. I am not convinced we need these nowadays. Now, basically what these are, very simply, are cool little plastic kind of paper holders. The things you might have at work or things of that nature, but Pokemon themed. As a side note, if you want to be using these for work but Pokemon themed, all in favor, great idea, go nuts ladies and gentlemen, go nuts. If you want to be using this for deck lists, I'm not a huge fan of this, honestly. And I've got a couple of reasons why I'm not a huge fan of it. I'm not just going to say that and then kind of leave it hanging. And one of the things is, we do our deck lists online nowadays. Now, maybe when locals come back, absolutely, this can be a big thing. But locals, we haven't had an announcement as to when they're coming back. And I know everybody's keen for them to come back. And let's be clear, I am keen for them to come back. I want to get down to my local and play silly decks in littler tournaments. I want this to happen. I want League Cups and League Challenges back as well. But the fact of the matter is, at the moment, what we've got is big tournaments. And those big tournaments have online deck list submission. So why would you need these for that? And I suppose when littler tournaments come back, yeah, these are going to be fairly useful for that. But here's the thing, right? These look fine. These look all right. These are, compared to most Ultra Pro products, these are better than your average one. Because, of course, you've got your first partner Pokemon from Gen 1, and sure, it's a stock Ken Sugimori artwork, but still, they're kind of nice. And you've got the energy symbol there, which is, they look better than most, all right? But over in Japan, they have made an art of this. Like, the last couple I picked up were the Scarlet and Violet ones that look like this, which are awesome. Here's a really cool one to celebrate, I believe it was the Okinawa Pokemon Center. That was kind of cool. I picked up a Christmas-themed one not that long ago. Here's one for Pokemon Go's 4th anniversary. I'm not going to keep showing you these, all right? I think I've made my point. My point is, Japan has these by the bucket load. Like, genuinely, Japan has so many of these. So many of these. So, if you really want these, my advice would be go and pick some up from Japan. And the other thing is, in Japan, they retail for, I mean, they vary, but they're generally under 300 yen. 300 yen is like $2. So, I'm not entirely sure, and don't get me wrong, I know you have to go about actually, you know, I know you have to actually work around getting them imported and all of that. It's really not the end of the world, ladies and gentlemen, not for a product this gosh darn cheap. 300 yen is $2.30. So, my point here is, if you really want this kind of product, Japan have been doing these for a while. And they have been doing a wonderful, wonderful job of them. And there are so many of them out there. And you can do things like have Christmas-themed ones, which is kind of awesome. And I would very highly recommend. And that's kind of my point here, honestly. There's just too much really cool stuff. There's too many of these over in Japan that are absolutely stunning and again have bespoke artwork and all of that good stuff. And that's kind of my problem with something like this. I don't really see the point. because we've got so many just amazing ones over in Japan that I can't really get on board with these, I'm afraid. I'm sorry if that sounds really mean, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sorry, but yeah, I said what I said. I feel alright about that. Sorry. But they are new and they are coming, and look, I will say this for them. If what you're after is literally a file to keep your deck list, and you can't be bothered trying to get any of the fancy ones imported from Japan, these will work very nicely. These will do the trick. But I honestly think that the vast majority of people are either going to do an online deck submission or just carry in hand in their deck list. And I think the people like me that actually care and might use these are going to care enough to go and track down amazing ones from Japan for next to nothing. So, yeah. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. As always, if you think I am being a big old meanie and I'm being a bit too down on this, there is a comment section down below where you can argue with me. One thing I am not being down on, and one thing where I do not feel like a big meanie, is something that Pokemon have gone and done in the past few days, which I honestly wish they'd been doing approximately forever. You see, they've gone and started a new Instagram handle. And what this Instagram handle seems to be doing is showing us a whole bunch of Pokemon TCG artwork without all of the annoying text. Now, I gotta be honest with you, I'm not 100% sure why they've taken off the text, but they've chosen to keep it like a card. So let's take the special art Beedrill as an example. This is one that has been shown off in the past couple of days. You've got that lovely artwork of the Beedrill here, but you've then got the border. And even though you haven't got the weakness resistance and all of that, you've still got those ugly black bars for it. And I'm not entirely sure why they've chosen to keep them on. That's just a little bit weird. Okay, fine. But the fact of the matter is, now it's called PokeCat_art_life on Instagram. It's on the screen there. And essentially, you can head on over there, and they are just posting clean artwork of a whole bunch of Pokemon cards, so you can really appreciate it. I mean, take Friends in Hisui as an example. Phenomenal piece of artwork. But let's just put the one they put up on Instagram, and let's put it right next to the one which is actually, you know, the scan of the one from the set with all of the text on. And I'm hoping at this stage you can all look at this and go, oh yeah, no, we get it, Wassy, we get it. We understand now. Because you should. Because at this stage, you can look at that and go, oh my goodness, now we can actually appreciate the artwork. And that is such a big difference, ladies and gentlemen. That is such a big difference. I'm a huge fan of this, and I just hope they keep doing this. And to be fair, it is an Instagram handle, or an Instagram, what do you call it? Account, there we go. So I see no reason why they wouldn't keep doing this. But the idea that we can be seeing all of this lovely artwork is just absolutely stunning. I mean, check out this one of the character rare of Gengar. I think it's fair to say that the character rare of Gengar, I mean, look, it didn't get ruined, let's be clear. It wasn't ruined when they went and put all the text over it, because that's how it kind of works. But if we look at the scan from Lost Origin next to the real version here, or the uncensored version, or whatever you want to phrase it, I think we can all agree this is just a million times better. But I do have one very small complaint. And I don't think it's even really a complaint, but I need to bring this up. Does this mean we are now less likely to get a proper art book? Because a while ago, on a whim, and I'm sure I've told the story on this channel before, but a while ago, on a whim, I went and ordered an art book from CD Japan. Now, at the time, I didn't realise quite how awesome this was going to be, but I thought, you know, this looks kind of cool. Pokemon art book, it's got a promo, I don't know, maybe give it a little bit of a go. And ladies and gentlemen, that was, that was a very sensible idea. We might talk about this more later on. I might tell this story fully in a future video where we look at prices and all of that. But suffice it to say, this art book is now significantly more expensive than it was when I bought it. And the promo that it came with, and bearing in mind I spent $20 on this and it came with the promo because I just bought the art book new, the promo that it came with is now kind of ridiculous. I mean, the last two sold on eBay were $570 for an unsealed one and $670 best offer accepted for an unsealed one. Obviously mine is still sealed because I'm a gigantic nerd. The last sealed one that sold on eBay went for $1,000. Oh, I should sell. No, I'm not doing it, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not selling mine. I love it too much. But I did not realise quite how expensive that had got. I think we need a proper video on this one soon. My point is, that artwork was amazing and I love it. And I do worry that this Instagram handle means we're not going to be getting another art book, and that makes me sad. But I'll be honest with you, ladies and gentlemen, if that's the biggest problem, I think we're going to be okay. For now, I want to know what you think about this new Instagram handle. I want to know what you think about this new type of product and whether you're going to be buying it. I want to know anything you want to tell me. So let me know in the comment section. Go nuts. Be nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at @TheWasi. That's where we talk about Pokemon and card games and Pokemon card games, all kinds of fun things. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can support the channel. You can get some bonus podcasts where I answer all of your questions. You can join a Discord and chat with us about various things. And you can get shout-outs on the channel, like the lovely Jez Herford, who is one of our supporters and seems like a very lovely person. So thank you very much for the support and for being a very lovely person. But by far the most important thing, as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.